Hey everyone, I've got a quick short I want to do today just to discuss merchandising your store. Especially right now, it's this holiday season, it's important to maximize sales and to get your margin up. So, first things first, what is margin? So, margin is the difference between what you pay for a product and what you sell it for. It's the profit you make per product. And this is before you ship it, before you pay all the fees to advertisers or channels. It is the money you make up front. And the goal is to maximize that margin. So if you've got a web store that you've been running for a little while and you've got some success on it, meaning you've got tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or millions of dollars in sales a year, then you probably have this common problem. You have the products that your customers want to buy and then the products that you really want to sell. You being the high margin items over here, and this over here, the products being the stuff that your customers want to buy because it's a good price, low margin, or whatever. So I'm going to help today, right now, give you 3 ideas, 3 suggestions on how you can increase your margins when you sell those lower margin items. First things first, if customers are telling you they want to buy that low margin item, don't stop them. In fact, make it easier. Use that low margin but high velocity sales item as a ship or a carrier, a vehicle, if you will, to take other sales along with you. So think about it like a ship. You've got this high velocity item, and then you're trying to add on more things on top of that ship, so you make that ship even better and better. And so here's the ways that you can do some of that. In my example, I'm going to take a notoriously low margin item called a laptop. So let's say we have a laptop store. So we call it Laptops RS, and we sell laptops and accessories. I can assume, without a doubt, that the number one sales item is going to be probably like a MacBook Pro or something. And with a 5% or maybe even less margin, people love it. They may buy it from you, but you're not making a lot of money off of it. So what can you do first? So number one is you want to place other items in the same category. So in this case, we're talking about laptops. So you want to find other laptops in the category that are similar with a higher margin and put them together in the collection page or the category page side by side. The long game here might be that you want to also make it such that you increase the SEO of that secondary product. So we've got the MacBook Pro over here, but maybe we've got a laptop from Hewlett Packard or something that you make 7 or 8% or 9 or 10% gross margin on, and you can put it right next to it if the features are close. And of course, the gross margin is better. On this one, you would put in the copy keywords that people use to find your MacBook. You could say in there literally a great alternative to the Apple MacBook Pro 14-inch or whatever, and put it in the copy. Maybe you can siphon off and get a lead or 2 or 3 going over to the HP instead. It's kind of a hard example because Mac and PC are quite a bit different, but you get my gist. Number two is to merchandise complementary items along with it. So when you think about a laptop, you need a lot of things that go along with it. And this really nails home the whole vehicle or ship example. You can use laptop bags, screen wipes, keyboard cleaners, keyboard protectors, backpack cases. You can do any number of different things that you can add on to that laptop so that when you sell it, you can make more margin. Apple does a great job of this with their Apple Care, being a much higher margin item, 30 to 50% gross margin, which really helps them drive their bottom line. You can do the same. The idea is to get those items and either A, bundle them together in a bundle. So you sell the laptop and these other ancillary items, maybe at a slight discount. The discount could be $1 off or percentage off if you buy the bundle together, but it's a good deal. Ultimately, all those ancillary items are all high margin. Or you can do it with a plugin like for Shopify or BigCommerce or WooCommerce, where it suggests add-ons when you add a particular product. Don't ever skirt those setups. A lot of times when you create a product inside of one of these stores, you neglect to put in the complementary items, and that's a big miss. It's a great idea to do that, and you'll once again shave off a few winners there to get some people going. My third idea is kind of more kind of a larger scale, and it does encompass my first 2 ideas. It's running sales and margin reports. So this is something I used to do back when I was a general manager in retail, which is for a given category, you run a sales per dollar report, top to bottom, and you sort it top to bottom, highest to lowest. So you're looking at maybe the top 5 to 10 sellers in a particular category. And then you run the same report in the same category first of margin. You can do margin percent or total margin dollars. I would probably say margin percent, and sort that highest margin percent to lowest margin percent and look at the top 5 there and the top 5 there and compare. Are there any ones in there that are on both lists? And if there are, especially if you've got a lot of SKUs, that's really great. That's the item you really want to sell a lot of. You want to do your best to get it up the scale on the sales side. Conversely, if none of them match, well, then what can you do to get the high margin items over here to start selling more and get into that top 5? So that's category to category. Alternatively, you can also take that one category, kind of like I just said in my number 2 point, which in this case is laptops, and then go through all your laptop accessories and do the exact same thing for margin. Top margin all the way down and sort it. Once again, you can either sort it by margin percent or margin dollars per unit, but it's highest to lowest. And then you figure out, how do I get more of these items over to more of this? If you've got one of the medium to higher tier Shopify plans and Shopify Plus plans, there is a nice tool in there in their analytics that talks about when you buy this, people often buy that. That's a great opportunity. And the way to expand upon that is, one, people shop on the internet because it's convenient and easy. So you want to make sure you're making that particular item that's already selling so well easy. But number 2 is, if that a certain combination can be replicated elsewhere, find maybe that higher sale item, and then that second complementary item that was on this other lower seller, get that item up there as well. The great idea is to benchmark it. I would benchmark it very simply by creating an Evernote or an Asana task or something with a future reminder to see, hey, can I goose this thing in the next 30 days or so? And just keep an eye on it. Actually, just do your stuff, you do your work, and then you throw in a note that reminds you in about 30 days, and you can see if you made progress on it or not. If you didn't, not a big deal. You can just go back to the drawing board, see if you learned anything, and then go from there. So this season, it's a crazy holiday season. As always, I wish you the best of luck, and hopefully these little tips helped you out just a little bit. And if you need any help at all, my name is Damon Didier, and I run a company called Win at Ecommerce. I hope to help you win as well. Thank you very much, and have a great day.